What's up, everybody? Hello, you beautiful little cuties. Are you comfortable? Are you sitting in your couches or wherever it is that you're sitting
wherever.
to watch us for the next, hopefully, slightly less than an hour?
Hopefully.
Do you think we'll hit it this time?
Let's see.
I don't know.
I doubt it. I'm not going to place any bets on it.
Correct. I'm Tanesh.
And I'm Kirtan.
And this is Chill and Spill Podcast. Today's topic is right here. What is it, sir?
Love languages, boys and girls.
Love languages. This is not a condom box. This is actually a set of play cards. We're not going to actually use this.
Yeah, we're not.
That just happens to be the name. Today we're going to talk about love languages. It's a very interesting topic.
It is. A lot of like... We'll keep it professional.
We'll keep
it professional.
But first, cue the intro.
Alright guys, so welcome back. This is episode 7, Love Languages. Now before we proceed, as always, recap episode 6. What did we do episode 6 again?
Episode 6 seemed to be weird, right?
Yeah, it's a bit weird because
it's a bit crowded.
Mistakes in our 20s. Something it just feels better to it. There's just more space. There's a lot more space.
You can move around a little bit. So much more comfortable.
But episode 6 recap, we had Joshua on as well. You guys loved it, so thank you for all the love and support. If you guys not checked it out yet, check it out after this video. After this video, we know you guys like guests. We especially know you guys like Joshua. Yes.
But we can't bring him all the time because then that's ruining it for you guys. You know, gotta keep it. You know, now and once in a while.
Yeah. But he spoke too much, so we just had to. We had to
gotta kick him out a little bit. You know. Let us also know who you want as our next guest.
Yes.
But let's move into today's topic. Today is just me and Kirtan. Okay. Yes. Just plain old me and Kirtan.
Back to the basics. Chill and spill. That's what we do. Okay.
That's what we do. But before we go into that, I want to remind you guys you can listen to this entire podcast on audio platforms, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you can't watch the entire thing on YouTube. And also remember to follow me, Tanesh and Kirtan on our social media platforms where we ask you guys the IG questions of the week. Even in this episode, we got IG questions. We got an interesting one at the end. And also, by the way, we also have chapters in our podcast, right? So, you know, all the topics that we talk about, so you can also go and...
If you don't want to watch the whole video, because we understand attention span, completely get it. So if you want to just watch the parts you want to watch,
if some parts are not relevant to you, you want to skip to the next part, you can go ahead. But we would like it if you watch the entire thing.
We would. Okay.
And
one more thing though. Okay, hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button if you enjoy the content, and subscribe. Do you know we hit 5,000 subs?
Oh yeah,
we hit 5,000 subs, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, man,
for
all the love and support. Fucking insane.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Let's bring it to 10,000 soon, and then 100,000. Imagine we get a plaque.
Oh, that'll be sick, bro. That'll be sick.
And then what is this? Also, follow the Chill and Spill pages on Instagram, TikTok, and also subscribe to the page on YouTube. We put up like clips, mini 1-minute clips there as well, so you guys can share it and stuff like that. That's pretty much all I want to remind you guys about. But let's move into today's topic.
Yes, sir.
Love languages.
Love languages, bro.
What is love language, Kirtan, in your definition?
In my definition, okay. So love languages is basically how we show love in a certain language.
Brilliant. Amazing definition. Okay. I hope you get end of podcast.
but okay, so apparently there's 5 love languages. There's physical touch.
Okay.
Words. I'm feeling the love already.
All right. Some more?
We have words of affirmation.
I love you.
Thank you, darling.
You're the best. Okay, that morning.
We've got quality time.
This is quality time right here. You guys are spending the time with us.
Yes, and I have been spending a lot of time with you, bro.
Yeah, bro.
7 episodes, 7 weeks straight.
The love is a bit too much right now.
But I love it. I love it.
I love it too.
Receiving gifts.
Right, there you go. It's a gift for you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, put it back there.
Okay, sorry.
And what's the last one?
What's the last one? There's one more.
Acts of service.
Acts of service.
Service,
do you need me to give you some service right now?
Yeah.
Servicing?
Have you put in your chapsticks?
It's there.
Okay, later. I have service. But yes, that's the 5 love languages. Basically, love languages is to my knowledge, to my understanding, it's like it is not just the way you can choose to show love. I think it's not really more of like a choice sort of thing. I feel like it's more of a naturally who you are as a person sort of thing.
True.
Like people think, let's say you love somebody. It could be, this doesn't necessarily just mean romantic relationships, by the way. This romantic relationship mainly, but also, you know, family and friends.
Any form of relationship.
Any form of relationship that you show some form of love. It could be romantic love. It could be, you know, other aspects of love. It is just the natural way in which you show your love.
Yeah.
And more importantly, it is also the most natural way in which you perceive love.
Yes, 100%.
Like
100%.
Like a lot of people, like, okay, for example, like I can tell you like 100 times, hey man, I love you. Hey man, I love you. Hey man, I love you. Remember that I love you. Remember that you are appreciated. All that stuff. And for some people, that would be like, they will actually feel like, shit, I'm so loved.
Yeah.
If their love language is words of affirmation.
Yes, correct.
If let's say their love language is absolute, like words of affirmation means nothing to them. That's like their fifth and last one, right? Because it's sort of like a spectrum sort of thing.
Yeah.
What's the most and what's the least.
Yes.
To them, yes, it's sort of like, okay, I hear you, I understand you, but that doesn't make them feel loved. Like as a what do you call that? Like in the deepest depths of your heart. Because what you know is different, what you feel is different, right? That doesn't necessarily make them feel love. But you could just give them a hug. Because their love language is a physical touch. They would feel so much more love than you telling them, I love you and I care for you 100 times.
Yeah.
So, and it could be the vice versa as well. That's my understanding.
It's like speaking languages. It's like, let's just say it's me. I speak 100% English. And you speak maybe 50% English, 50% Mandarin, right? So when 50% Mandarin, okay, I'm going to put it like that.
Yeah.
And let's just say if I talk to you fully in English,
okay,
you might hear me, but you will not get the full context of it. Get it?
Yeah.
So it's something very similar to that.
Sort of. Yeah.
It basically works like that in that sense.
Correct.
Right?
And obviously there's 5, right? Like physical touch, words. This is obviously a lot of you guys already know what love languages is, but I think there are a lot of people who don't as well.
A lot of people don't actually, because I never knew about it like years ago until like someone sent me like some random ass like article about it, or maybe it was one of my exes. I can't recall actually. And okay, let's briefly describe it to them. Like what is like physical touch? Because a lot of people think physical touch is just sex.
That's true. That's actually, I think physical touch is the one that has a lot of what's the word? A lot of misunderstanding to it.
A lot of misunderstanding. So let's just briefly describe it to them. But before that, guys, listen, we are not professionals, we are not doctors, we are not experts. Okay, and we are two guys who kind of like
that
kind of fucked up our relationships. But
you didn't have to go there.
Yeah, but we learn from experience, so we're just sharing with you guys. You know?
Remember that anything that we say in this podcast are completely just from our perspective, our very individual,
literally,
flawed
and our opinions.
Perspectives.
Yeah.
Okay, so take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
First one, physical touch.
Physical touch. Okay.
Right.
Physical touch to me is of course sex aside lah. It's more of like hugs, cuddles, holding hands. Hug. Hey, did I say hugs already?
I think he likes hugs a lot. For
hugs,
me, it's also stuff like that's your typical stuff: holding hands, hugs, and cuddles. But it's also stuff like, for example, if you walk in a crowded place. And someone you love, it could be your partner, it could be your sister, it could be your brother, it could be your mom or anyone. If you walk in a crowded place, you sort of don't want to get lost. You sort of put your hands behind them as they walk, like at the back a little bit. Like that. All that stuff.
Okay, got it.
It's like, you just sort of...
Correct.
Let's say you're walking, usually you walk side by side, but then you go to a crowded place, you might have to walk like, in a single file.
Yeah.
But some people will just put a hand at the back.
Yeah.
This and that. Like... For some people, that's just a normal thing. But for some people, that's an act of like, hey, I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here.
You feel safe. You feel at home. You feel loved.
Correct.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you're just hanging out, like, and you just want, like guys put their hands over each other's sort of shoulders. That's also an act of, it's a love language.
Yeah,
it's like, it's a bro thing.
Yeah, it's a bro
love
kind of
Some
thing.
people don't do it as often.
Yeah.
Some people always tend to do it. They put that. With romantic relationships, there's a certain way you show it.
Yes.
With more like brotherly, more friendly relationships, there's a certain different way
you show it. Even between you and me as well. Like every time I see you in the gym, the first thing we do is like fist bump and we hug. We always fucking hug. I see him every day and we hug every day.
Yeah.
But we're straight, okay? Just putting it out there, But we do it all the time actually.
We do it all the time.
Yeah.
And for some people, it's more like just a habit because your friend does it, so you do it. But for some people, it's like, I'm someone who will randomly sort of like, this is especially like women. I feel like we're a lot more comfortable showing my love language to women than men, because my love language is physical touch, right? We'll get more into that, right? But it's I feel like it's a lot more endearing. Like when I speak to someone, I sort of I tend to I like to do this thing where if it's a girl that I'm close enough with, a friend or partner, it could be anyone, I like to play with their hair a little bit like that. It's nice or not?
It feels fucking good lah. But with your
but not
with
like
your
out of nowhere lah. But okay, when a friend, I don't really do this. But I'm trying to think of. I've definitely done it, but it has to be someone who I'm really close with. It has to be a scenario that maybe we're having some heart-to-heart talks and stuff like that, and I want to sort of comfort them and this and that. I tend to do stuff like that. But the thing is, for people who don't understand love languages and don't notice that, sometimes they can take it the wrong way also. right? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's physical touch, but let's move on first to...
Okay, next one, let's go words of affirmation. I think this is one of my favorites as well, words of affirmation, because I'm a very optimistic person. And the way I talk is like, I always like try to pick even the good out of any bad moments. And I always tell like, okay, I do motivating stuff, inspirational stuff and stuff like that. And I even had that a lot with my partners as well. Like, you can do this, it's okay if you fucked up here, you can do this still. And it's just affirming them. At the same time also, like, if they succeed in something, I'm so proud of you and stuff like that. And I love hearing stuff like that when someone tells me that as well. So yeah,
I think I've seen that a lot. I think if people follow you on your Instagram, I think they notice that a lot. Like every morning, every night, like, hey guys, I hope you guys are killing it. This and that. I feel like you do that a lot.
Yes.
And also like when actually, I think that's one of your to be one of your major ones because every time, so every week I update the group, the group between me, you, and Joshua with my weight because I'm on a weight loss journey, and every week I update
fat loss, make it fat loss.
Yeah, fat loss journey, and sometimes like it's good, like it's like a big difference and I'm happy. Sometimes a very small difference and I'm like, okay, I feel like I could have done better this week. But then this guy comes through with like the most motivational sort of thing. Bro, I'm so fucking proud of you. Keep this shit out. I'm like, suddenly I feel like I lost like 2 fucking kgs in a week and stuff. But I can what's the word? Attest to that. Is that the word? Like your words of affirmation is a huge sort of
thank you, sir.
way you show love. So yeah, if you guys if your love language is words of affirmation and you need some in your life, go follow KIRTAN on Instagram.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Mine is physical touch, so I will put my hand through the phone and touch your
What are you gonna touch with a ding?
Their nose. Okay, next one. What's next?
Nobody touches the nose like that. They normally touch something else. But shit, I locked my laptop. Okay, next one. Quality time. Ooh, this is actually one of the biggest things. Actually, a lot of people have this issue. Right. Okay. Quality time is basically you spending time, making the effort to spend time, regardless of how busy your schedule is. Right. And truth be told, we all only have 24 hours in a day.
Correct.
And everyone has different priorities, right? So when you don't, let's just say you have a partner. Let's just put it specifically in just relationship now, okay? Like partner-wise. I have struggled a lot with quality time.
I have also.
Right? Yep. Yes. And that has always been one of the biggest reasons to why my relationship never succeeded. It always failed. And because with a lot of things going on in your life, right? At the start of the relationship, you tend to put in more effort, I guess. And it's not because it's just the start or it's the honeymoon phase or stuff like that. But it's because you just really want to spend time with that person. But once you come to a certain point, like, okay, shit, I need to...
Things are settling down.
Yeah, things are settling down is one thing. But also because you know, like, okay, I can't afford to just put my work aside anymore. I kind of need to balance it out.
In the beginning, you're like, you're putting everything aside to focus on that person. And you can do that, but you can't do that forever.
You can't do that forever. You got to put food on the table eventually.
Correct.
And that's why I always kind of like struggle at. And that is one of my biggest struggles actually. And I think maybe it is for you as well, right?
It has definitely been for me as well. And I think quality time is one of those things that, out of all the love languages, is one of those things that becomes a reason for a lot of couples to break up also sometimes.
It's
because
huge. It's
quality,
huge.
See, physical touch, right? Physical touch, for example, if one person's love language is physical touch, but they get a lack of it a little bit, sometimes it's not like they never get it also. It's like when you do meet, you at least give each other a hug. If you're a couple, you at least kiss, this and that. And sometimes they might require more, but they usually never end up with absolutely zero physical touch, except if they're in a long distance relationship, right? Yes. So putting that aside. And words of affirmation, again, it's a very like, see, sometimes you can say things that is not really that much of a word of affirmation, but the other person can sort of take it as words of, so it's a subjective thing. It's like how you perceive the words from your partner. You know what I mean? Like for example, like our parents saying, "Hey, have you eaten?" is a way of them saying "I love you." It's like if you can perceive it in a different people perceive it in different ways, right? So it's a subjective thing as well. But quality time is like, do you spend enough time or not?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And quality time doesn't have to be a long time.
Yes, it doesn't. It really
For some people, it could literally be a half an hour.
Yeah.
Go meet up.
Half an hour meet up, half an hour conversation, just even on the phone.
You have a busy ass day. Just come to my house and let's sit down in the car and talk for like half an hour. And then you can go back and continue your day. But some people obviously struggle, like you've said, struggle sometimes to do it. And when you don't have that quality time, I feel like it's one thing that it cannot be subjective. I feel it's like whether do you spend time or not.
Yes, correct.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
and if it's a not, it's a huge void that people feel, and that leads to breakups and stuff like that. I feel because a lot of breakups I've heard have come from a lack of
even mine
time,
as well, actually.
Mine definitely as well, as it was one of the biggest reasons.
Again, like what Tanesh said as well, right? It's a lot to do with not how much time you spend with them. It's also what do you do? How do you make the most out of every minute you spend with them? So it could be as long as, let's just say, you leap out for 3 hours, all right, or hanging out for 3 hours, or it could be as short as just 10 minutes on the phone. You have a busy day. I have a quick lunch break, and it's like, okay, I got 10 minutes to you, babe. I'm gonna talk to you on the phone for a while, And it just comes down to how you make the most out of the 10 minutes you get. Could be equivalent to as good as how that 3 hours would be as well for you. Yeah, so it really varies with everyone. So I'm that kind of guy where, because I understand everyone has got a busy schedule, they're all trying to do their own thing and all these kind of things, right? You could be a student, you could be whatever it is, right? You got so much of things going on in your life. But for me, even if you could just take 10 minutes out of your day and you can actually spend that time, it's the thought that you had in the first place, like, okay, I only have 10 minutes, but I'm going to put the effort in. I will appreciate that effort so much,
Correct.
Yeah, but for some people, they look at it the other way around. It's like, you only can spend 10 minutes, like can't you do more? You know what I mean? So that's when I think that conflict happens, and then starts with fights, then the breakup eventually happens, which is a very common thing nowadays as well.
It also comes down to when for one person, quality time is so important, but for the other person, maybe it's not as important. Maybe they, for example, they could be one of our thing is like receiving gifts or giving gifts, right? So they would, even if they can't spend time, for them it's like, I have such a busy week. I cannot talk to you. I cannot spend time with you. But I will send you a gift, something sweet. A rose, I mean a bouquet of flowers.
Yes, sir.
That is already me showing my love already. But to the other person, if that is not their love language, it's like, I got a rose, it's nice.
Yes.
But I don't feel loved because the way I feel love is by spending time with you.
Yes,
you could buy me a Ferrari. I would appreciate it.
Yes, you would really
appreciate it. But that doesn't translate to me feeling loved.
Yes.
That doesn't translate to me having to at least spend like a half an hour video call with you. You know what I mean? And therein lies a lot of problems when it comes to the clash of love language, which we'll come to. Let's continue. What's our next love language?
Well, you already said receiving gifts.
Yes.
Last one is acts of service.
Acts of service. Yeah. So wait, receiving gifts, I think one thing we have to clarify as well, it is not about expensive stuff. It is not about
it's the thought process that goes behind it.
Correct. It's as simple as, and I've dealt with people whose love language is receiving gifts. It's as simple as you just walk and then you pick a flower by the side of the road and you give it to them.
Yeah.
And that's a small thing. It could be anything. It could be the smallest randomest thing. You buy like a sweet.
Yeah. Like give an example. Let's just say like maybe you talk to your partner and you mention like babe, like I've really been wanting this PS5. And like she's aware of it, but eventually when your birthday comes, she actually bought it for you. And it's not because you got the PS5. The fact that thought process that she had, she noted it down and she's like, okay, this fella really likes this. I'm going to get it for him. And if your love language is receiving gifts in that sense, you'll be like, oh shit. Like she actually took note of that. Like I appreciate her so much for it even more now. I feel so loved right now. You know? So it's things like that as well.
But it's also like the randomest shit that, like, what I think people who like receiving gifts like is that the fact that, okay, for example, sometimes what I do is like, in my previous relationship, for example, I go to the petrol station. So let's say me and my partner were in the car, we'd go to a petrol station, I want to pour petrol. I go in to pay for the petrol, and then I see that they have this one random snack that I know that she likes.
Okay.
So I just buy it. It's like 2 ringgit. And then when I come back and I pour the petrol, I just tap on the window and I just say, hey, I got you this this snack. It's a 2 ringgit snack. It's nothing, right? She could just walk up and buy it herself.
Yeah, correct.
But the fact that when I went there and I saw it and I thought about her and I bought it and gave it to her, that is as equivalent to getting a freaking PS5 to some people. If their love language is receiving gifts, that is as equivalent to that. Correct. For those whose love language is not receiving gifts, it means nothing.
It means nothing. And sometimes it's like, thank you. Like I appreciate it, but like that's about it. You know,
and
you wouldn't
they
really
never
think
of
it.
Getting something for them because it's like for example, for me, receiving gifts is like probably my least.
Yeah, same
right?
here as well. Yeah.
Correct. So if you were to like come and like get me like a coffee or this or that, I'd be like, hey, thanks, man.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily make me feel love. So you could do it, you don't do it. It doesn't.
I agree.
Make a difference. So
bro, we're quite similar.
Yeah, actually,
it's a very good thing or something. I'm not too sure. At this point, it's getting a bit creepy.
Yeah, I hope we find individual partners soon because
if we don't,
if out of a desperation, I don't know.
Physical touch come. Physical touch. Yeah.
Love your friends.
Love your friends. Okay.
What's next?
Okay, and the last one is acts of service. Acts of service. Okay.
Doing something for someone.
It could be as simple as like, for example, okay, like I have very long days most of the time, so it could be as simple as, okay, because normally I prep my meals when I'm dieting and all that, right? It could be as simple as, okay, I've had a long day, I need to go home and cook, but maybe if I go home, my partner actually like cooked for me, Bro, that would be mad.
Yeah.
That has never happened before, but that would be insane.
Right. And it's also see, you talk about partner, but it could also be like your mom or your dad.
Yeah, exactly.
At home, like you get home and if like your mom has already prepared, and this I think moms do this.
Moms
a lot.
do this the best, bro.
I feel like every mom's is definitely acts of service is definitely the top 2.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my mom out there right now.
To my mom as
to all the mothers out there, I'm pretty sure you guys do it. It's insane. You have no idea how much we appreciate it actually.
Correct. I mean, we're speaking about moms because it's the thing, but traditionally the Indian moms cook at home.
Yes.
But it could be anything. For example, my dad sometimes I go back home on weekends, right? And then I park my car and I sleep and I wake up very late on a Sunday because it's like off. So I sometimes wake up in the afternoon. In the afternoon, I wake up and I come down and my dad has either washed my car or is washing my car. And I'm like, damn.
Respect.
Like I can just go to the car wash and wash it. It's like $10. But the fact that my dad saw my car and said, like, hey, it looks a bit dirty and he decides to wash it, that's an act of service. There's some things that moms can do. There's some things that dads do. So in my house, my dad sort of washes the porch, washes the car and all that. Sometimes he just randomly washes my car for me out of nowhere. And I'm like, holy shit, that makes me feel so freaking loved. That's acts of service.
Correct. Even my dad as well. He does a lot of insane things at home. Like the very basic stuff. Like from even helping my mom to clean the house and all. And I always watch and I'm like, shit. And that's like a true like husband, wife is one thing, but as a father, mother is another thing as well. And as like a true man as well, like how he has his fair share of responsibilities and all that. And that's an act of service. Like from a dad, like a son to dad kind of point of view as well. And he shows me basically in terms of like how you grow up as a man and all these things, right? Yeah.
One of the biggest things I've noticed is as a love language that my parents have sort of shown me is because obviously nowadays I go back only on the weekends and sometimes only on one day of the weekend. So I'm dieting during the week, right? So only on weekends I can actually eat stuff. So apparently my dad, so I like chicken, I don't like fish, right? Okay. So and my mom loves fish, and sometimes like on Sundays she wants to cook something. She wants to cook fish. Apparently my dad told my mom one day, he comes back on Sundays only, like, and he doesn't really like fish, like. Why don't you make chicken also? So my mom went and made like an entire fish dish, an entire chicken dish, and then my dad went and bought so much snacks because they know I'm dieting, and they're like, and I'm like, and I feel like it's like I get treated like a small child because they see me once a week and they sort of want to spoil me a little bit. But those are the things that are like I think parents are the biggest people in the act of service camp.
Yes.
Because I feel like a lot of parents show their love to their kids through act of service. Of course, they do a lot of other things. Of course. But act of service, I feel like is
and that is something like most of us as kids, we don't realize it up to a certain age. You
think it's a granted thing. Your parents do shit for you. But it's a show of love.
Yes. And over time, you kind of realize it. Especially when you need to start working on your own, you really realize it after that. Like, okay, it all makes sense now.
Correct. And it's the smallest things. Like
the smallest things, bro.
If you had to do, for example, if you like you said, you come home and the food is there for you. Even that, okay, cooking is a bit of an effort. It could be as simple as, like for example, okay, you leave your bags and your stuff lying around. And your partner just packs it up for you. That's it.
Yeah, it could be as simple as
that. As simple as that. That saves you like that 5 minutes of doing it. But because someone did it for you and relieve that time from you or relieve a bit of pressure from you, it's just...
and you appreciate it so much.
So
there's so many examples actually when you think about it. Like for example, you have house chores as well. And then you come home and you had a long day. You probably have 20% left in your tank in terms of energy levels. But you come home and you're tired. Your partner actually notices it. Don't worry, babe. I got it for you. Because I know another day when I come home tired, you would probably do the same for me as well.
Correct.
And I love that.
Yeah, I think one very simple example of acts of service also is that when you go, like let's say you're the passenger in a car and you go to like a petrol station or something like that, and when the person says, hey, no, I'll go and pay for it. When you have to walk up in front and pay for it, so hey, I'll go and pay for it. Instead of just leaving it to the driver, I feel like that is also like it's like the tiniest act of service. It's like,
I mean, next time just use the debit card, bro. It's a bit easier.
But debit card, they'll minus off 200 ringgit. Gotta be. I get it, lah.
You're a cash guy. Okay,
but anyway, so those are all these different love languages. In case you guys didn't know what it was, I think it's very important for people to recognize stuff that people do that is actually them showing love. It
is.
Like we, all the examples that we just talked about, like there's random things that our family does, our partners do. When you recognize I think it's important everybody learns about love language. You need to have
that self-awareness.
Correct. Everybody learns about love language and realize the different types of love language, because then now moving forward, even if you didn't know before this podcast, now that we've talked about this, when someone in your family now, someone beside you does something, you're going to look at it and be like, hey, that was an act of service.
Yes.
Hey, what you did was words of affirmation.
Yes.
You're showing me love. You recognize that someone is showing you love.
Yes. And that's their way of showing it.
Yeah. And that can help a lot.
Yes, it can.
Yeah. And you can also, I think the biggest thing is to try to identify what is the love language of the people around you.
100%. That is so important.
Very important.
Specifically in relationships, because with family, you're not really going to break up, right?
Yeah.
With relationships, yes. And one thing I think I want to take note as well is like more of like, okay, when you start off a relationship, you might not be very well aware of it. You couldn't care less because truth be told,
it takes a lot of time for you.
All 5 love languages would probably tick the boxes in the first
beginning time.
Your honeymoon phase, basically.
Yeah.
But in terms of like in long term wise, right? Short to long term, eventually things will start to settle down. Not to say feelings will fade, but things will start to settle down.
Yeah.
That excitement will start to drop and all that. That's when you need to really have that self-awareness to know what your love language actually is. And you need to know what is like the top, like your primary, the most important love language to you, how you perceive it and how your partner perceives it, and what is the least important to you. You know what I mean? And you can definitely even have conversations with your partner about it. It's very, very important. Yeah. That's how you communicate and you work things out. Don't just break up and move to the next one. Like, bro, that's boring. It's boring shit. Okay.
Yeah. Because if you are lucky enough that your partner is someone who has a similar love language as you, then you guys don't even need to address love languages.
Yes.
It'll just work very naturally for you.
Very,
but
very naturally.
Sometimes when there could be chances where both of your love languages are very different, and sometimes the complete opposite. Like, what's your major love language? Because there's a thing called primary love language.
Yeah,
that's your main one, and then the others sort of like go down in ranking, right? Yeah. If your main one is your partner's least, and your partner's least is your main, and your partner's main one is your least, you will notice it at some point.
You will. You definitely
when you realize what love language is, you will notice it different.
Yes.
And at that point, it's very important to communicate because then showing love. Okay, let's say now we are a couple. Okay, you like that. Okay, so your love language is receiving gifts. My love language is physical touch. Now we've realized.
Okay, fine.
Because my love language is physical touch. Let's screw it. My scenario, I'll follow my rules.
Okay, fine.
We have realized. Okay, we have addressed it. We realized this. Mine is physical touch, and for you, physical touch means nothing. Yours is receiving gifts. For me, receiving gifts means nothing. But we're already together. We've been together for a while now. Now, it is not going to be the most natural way for me to buy gifts for you all the time and give you gifts, random stuff. It was not going to be the most natural way. But this is when you use your knowledge rather than your feelings. You know that, okay, my instinct is to not to buy this gift for you. Yeah. But because I know, because we had the discussion and you have told me that your love language is receiving gifts, when I see it, I'm like, okay, I don't feel, this is not something I feel like my instinct to do it, but because I know it, I'm going to buy and give it to you. And when I buy and give it to you, I might not necessarily feel like I'm showing you love.
Yeah.
To me, it might just feel like I'm just doing something.
Yes.
That really doesn't bring that much meaning to me.
But I'm receiving it.
But I know that it means a lot.
Yes. All right. I feel like role playing right now. Thanks, babe.
Let's do the receiving gift role
play. Tonight I give you physical touch.
Okay.
After this, we bang, boom, boom.
No, I just want massage.
Massage.
It's not always about sex. Why do you always think about sex?
But you like physical touch.
Yeah, but do you think I'm so shallow that it's only about sex?
Okay, what do you want?
I want massage.
What massage you want?
I want like put oil from here,
from there,
and then go all the way down, and all the way back up.
Okay.
Don't think about sex only can or not.
Bro, we're still gonna get cancelled. But
if you guys like this roleplay, let us know. We'll do more in the future.
Okay. Now going back to your question then. What is your primary love language, bro?
Definitely physical touch.
I knew it. The moment he spoke about massage, the oil from up to down, I knew it. Okay.
For me, it's definitely physical touch.
The least?
The least is receiving gifts.
Okay.
If I were to have to rank it, I would say physical touch, quality time. These two, main two. Then words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts. That's my flow. I think the main two is what I really always sort of want to do for people, and I expect to be done for me to feel loved. That's for me, and that's why I love holding hands a lot. Like obviously if I'm on a date or if I'm with a girl or if I'm driving, I like to just grab that. Like that just brings so much of just makes me feel so loved. If we're just sitting down watching TV and stuff like that, if my partner just puts their hand on like my lap a little bit or this or that, just sit in a way that you are touching each other, or sometimes if you're sitting further apart, but then like what I'll do, my legs will sort of wander and touch their just the feet
some footsie stuff all happening.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the thing where you play around. You're just touching. Sometimes when you're sleeping, like when you're sleeping with your partner, you can't always cuddle because sometimes it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
You know, you just want to.
I get it.
But what I'll do, I'll tend to like just move my one leg and just sort of graze against one of their legs, just a little bit, so it's not hot. But
I get it.
But you know that I am. Like just that there's a bit of a touch shows that I'm here, and I like you. I'm not ignoring you. I'm here. You know what I mean? What's yours, sir?
Mine is definitely physical touch. Number one.
Look at these two little horny boys.
Number
physical
two
touch is not sex.
Yeah. But I kind of want to have a brief explanation about it after this.
Yes.
Words of affirmation. The second one.
Okay.
Third would be acts of service.
Physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service.
Fourth would be
quality time.
No, okay, you know what?
Yeah, I forgot quality
physical,
time.
Yeah, I forgot. Physical touch, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts.
Dude,
okay?
it's exactly the same order as mine.
Right? Oh my, shit's getting creepy right now.
I wish you were a girl instead.
Okay, the whole... Okay. Maybe later I will try. I'll put a wig on if you have. Do you have a wig?
As long as you touch me. You're asking me if I have a wig. Do you not know who I am?
He has a wig.
I have two wigs.
Do you have like the, what do you call that?
The Sarla wig.
Oh yeah. So you have the sarong and all that as well?
Everything. Let's go.
All right.
And it's getting a bit creepy.
I have the tits and the ass, don't worry.
My love language has changed. Now it's physical distance. Okay. So that's your...
okay, so the whole physical touch, right? So a lot of people, here's the thing. I kind of want to go into about sex a little bit right now.
Okay, go into sex.
So there's a lot of conflict between partners because this is something I've also experienced myself. Okay, so when it comes to sex, right? Remember like how I think a few of the previous episodes I actually mentioned like I would not have sex on the first date. Like I'm a hopeless romantic. I would do only maybe up to like the third base. I wouldn't go to the home run, right? All this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
That is episode 3 if you guys want to check it out.
Yeah. So there's a reason to it actually because I can't really like have that kind of level of intimacy with a stranger, if that makes sense. Or even if it's just someone I've been just dating for a while.
Okay.
Right? Because it's not about the sex. Sex is great regardless, but if it's someone you love, it's fucking amazing. It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is it's what happens right after that. You know what I mean? So it can be as simple as, so I'm going to speak on behalf of guys, not all guys probably. Maybe some guys can relate, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it's like, okay, let's just say when you're having sex, right? And you ejaculate after that. So while you're having sex, you have all this dopamine rush, this oxytocin, all these happy hormones. You're so happy, right? Yeah. And basically, the moment you ejaculate, the moment you come, you just everything drops.
Post-nut clarity.
Yeah, post-nut clarity.
Post-nut clarity for those of you guys who don't know, go and search it up.
And basically, you just come back to reality again, like, oh shit, right? So normally, if it's with like a stranger, you wouldn't really want to hang around as much. You would just want to go back home,
at that
or
time
you
you're
just
like, it's the most clear you've ever been in.
Yeah,
there's right after it, it's zero amount of lust in you, zero amount of like horniness in you, all that. You're at the most clearest that you've ever been. That's what just great happened, ideas come to you.
Yeah, you know. And but when if it's with your partner, it's a whole different thing. Because when I was with my partners and all that, it's more of like I would say I love you, like I would want to sit, I would want to cuddle. That is where I get that level of intimacy. It's not from the sex. It's what happens after the sex, you know. And it's more of like you cuddling, you just looking at each other's eyes. It's just the things like that, you know. You actually want to stay back, you want to sit, you want to talk a little bit about life, and it's just shit like that. Okay.
Because in that moment of clarity, in that moment of this thing, when you look at the person who you just had sex with and you're like, shit, I fucking love you.
Yeah.
I love you so. And you realize that it could be, I was not this into you because I wanted to have sex with you, because I was horny. Right after it, when I want to think about sex the least.
Yeah.
Because right after it, you don't want to think about sex.
Yeah. Exactly.
I still want to be with you.
Yeah.
And that moment is so freaking magical that
when
it's with a partner that you love, it's just
so different,
there.
bro. It is insane, and that's why I wanted.
If it's with not necessarily a stranger, if it's with someone that you don't necessarily love, like I said, for some people, like maybe for you, it puts you in the complete opposite thing. It's like, shit, I don't love you, and sharing this moment with you was a bit off.
Yeah, you know,
right? Yeah.
Is that after that, it's like,
for some people, it's like it's all right.
Yeah,
but definitely when someone you love, it's just
there's definitely like the differences between, like, because again, we're speaking on behalf of guys. Like, I know how girls are in that sense, right? But if you girls like have any like, from your point of view, you can share in the comments down below.
There's one thing I think somebody has also brought up, like also research from the female's point of view and perspective. Someone said,
yes. We can only speak on behalf of men because we are two guys. We are not girls. We cannot speak on behalf of girls. And that would be the wrong thing to do.
Correct. And that doesn't mean we dismiss the female perspective. Feel free to share it with us through your IG questions that we do, and that's why we do IG questions, and through your comments and stuff like that, right?
That's how we discuss, we learn, we communicate, we talk. Okay, there's no one gender hating on the other. Please always remember that, right?
And so that's our sort of love language, right? And I want to sort of bring it to the point where knowing what's your love language is extremely important.
It is,
right?
So
it is
important.
Extremely important because then you can communicate with your partner. But and it's also very, very equally important to know what's your partner's love language. But one thing I always feel like is, yes, you can always know. Okay, see, you're not going to always end up with a person who has a similar love language as you, unless you're Tanesh.
Very, very, very high chances you won't.
You won't,
very
right?
High chances.
If you are lucky, you would end up with someone who has very, like your top two is somewhat similar. Maybe in the different order or, but it's somewhat similar. But there are also often times when what your love language is the complete least for the other person. That person's love language is the complete least for you. At those moments, yes, like I said earlier, the knowledge of knowing what is their love language helps, and you have to try to do it. But that is when, how relationships, right? Some relationships feel like, like it doesn't feel like work to me. Some people say relationship doesn't feel like work. Some people say relationship is a lot of work and you have to do the work. I think both is very equally true statements. I think where how it differs is people who say my relationship, I don't feel like I'm working. It's very natural. Is because their love languages match up.
Yes, it is.
So the natural way in which you show your love is the natural way in which your partner receives and perceives love. So for you, it doesn't feel like doing work. For them, it doesn't feel like doing work. They don't feel like they need to ask you to show love more, and they don't feel like they need to demand stuff from you because you naturally show it that way. So your love feels like there is not. That's why some people feel like relationship shouldn't be about so much work. It should be
it's directly proportional, basically.
And that is true. Relationship, and some people who say relationship is a lot of work and you should put in the work is also true. And these people are the ones whose love language are kind of the opposite, where they know how to love their partner. And they do it. Kudos to them, because a lot of people fail to do it. I have failed to do it in my past.
Me too.
A lot of people fail to do it, but these people tend to know what their partner's love language is, and they do it to make sure that love. But because it is not their love language, it doesn't feel very natural to them. It feels like work to them.
Correct.
And what happens is some people embrace that work. Some people embrace that work that they have to put in to show love to their partner, and vice versa. Some people cannot embrace it, and that's when they struggle. They feel like, why is this relationship so hard?
Correct. Correct.
And when you feel that way, you go to a point like a fork in the road where you realize, do I value this person so much that I'm going to put in the work constantly for the rest of our life to show them that love? Or am I I can't do this. I can't, for me, I need something that is a bit easier. And I genuinely think that is not wrong.
It isn't.
People can frown upon 100%. On it. People can say like, how can you not want to put in the work for someone you love? But that's the thing, where how much of a work it is versus how much do you really love the person. All that is a person's individual thing. You know what I mean? Maybe some people don't want to feel like they have to work so hard every freaking day. You know what I mean? So it's and that's why I feel like both is a true statement. Relationship can be absolutely no work. It's a joyride. Relationship can also be a lot of work. I think where it differs is true love language. And that's why I feel it is extremely important.
I agree. It's all about give and take here. It always takes two hands to clap, right? That's how a relationship works. It's a team effort, right? You understanding, okay, this is your partner's needs. Your partner understanding this is what my needs are. If you guys can't seem to understand that, or you have that misunderstanding and that conflict, that is when you sit down
and you discuss,
and you talk about it, and you send them this video.
Yes, that's what you do, right? Because some people acknowledge it, but they realize that I know what your love language is, but it's so hard for me to do it all as often as you would like it. So that's when you have to have a conversation.
And I don't think it's rude at all. I think like that's the way it should be. That's how you communicate. You converse with your partner, and basically, if it's something you can't work out over time, then it's fine. At least you know you tried. Right. I think that's the most important thing.
And it might seem like, how hard is it for you to get a gift if you're not someone whose love language is receiving gift? It is not hard to do it once or twice. It is hard to do it constantly for the rest of your life. Because if you have your partner, you want to be with them for the rest of your life. So that that difficulty, do it constantly to have it feel like work constantly for the rest of your life. For some people, they can do it. For some people, maybe they can't. And we can't be a judge of is it right or is it wrong. It is up to those individual people.
I'm just thinking we are going to be single for life, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So we are so fucked.
So one thing you guys know is this podcast is going to keep coming.
It's not going to stop. Episode 2069. Yeah. Okay, so speaking of your primary love language, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you how you actually found out.
Okay.
Let's do a quiz, bro.
Yep.
Let's do a quiz.
Okay.
So I've already sent you the link.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I have.
So we're going to do a quiz live on the show right now.
On the show.
Okay. I've not done this quiz before. Huh?
Right.
Okay?
I think I might have done some quiz like back.
Yeah, like maybe 4 years ago.
Correct.
Someone sent to me, I think one of my partners or someone.
So this is, obviously we've already told us what we think is our love language, but we'll actually do a quiz online to see if it matches up or not. And this is for those of you who actually are not so sure what's your love language. We'll put the link in the description also, so you guys can try it out as well. Shall we go?
How legit is this?
Wait, hold on. Let me screen record this. I don't know, man. See, at the end of the day, I don't think it's about are they right. It's about as you go through the answers, you realize what you are.
Okay,
right?
I already clicked start actually.
Damn it, man.
Sorry, bro. I got excited.
Okay, the love language quiz. Let's start. How do you describe yourself? I'm an adult. How do you describe?
I am single.
Oh, fuck. When I clicked on I'm single, I was like, holy shit, I'm single.
Shit. It's more meaningful to me when
someone I love sends me a loving note, text, email for no specific special reason.
I already picked my answer.
I hug someone I love. Okay, I hug someone I love. Let's tell each other what we're picking as we go.
Okay.
It's more meaningful to me when read the things.
I can spend alone time with someone I love, just us. Someone I love does something practical to help me out.
Is the first one for me.
The first one for me too.
It's more meaningful to me when someone I love gives me a little gift as a token of our love, of concern for each other. Or I get to spend my uninterrupted leisure time with those I love. Second one for me.
Second one also actually.
Are you copying my answers?
I've not.
Okay.
I promise I've not. Okay, I'll read this one then. It's more meaningful to me when someone I love does something unexpected for me to help me with a project. I can share an innocent touch with someone I love. Second one. Your turn.
It's more meaningful to me when someone I love puts their arm around me in public. Someone I love surprises me with a gift. First one.
Shit. It's more meaningful to me when I'm around someone I love, even if you're not really doing anything.
Okay.
I can be comfortable holding hands,
wait,
high-fiving.
this is the second one, right?
Yeah, second one.
Second one is?
I can be comfortable holding hands, high-fiving, or putting my arm around someone I love. This is a bit tough.
This is, okay, let me see. Someone I love, even if you're not doing anything, comfortable, high-fiving, putting my arms around someone I love. Actually, both for me.
Yeah, for me it's a both.
I will go for...
I think I'll go with the second one.
Yeah. It's more meaningful to me when I receive a gift from someone I love, or I hear from someone I love that they love me. Second one.
It's more meaningful to me when I sit close to someone I love, or I am complimented by someone I love for no apparent reason.
Both, but for me, first one more.
Okay, for me, second one.
I literally just said, remember, like, if I don't mind if we just sit. Oh, first time we went for different answers.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, it's more meaningful to me when I get the chance to just hang out with someone I love, or I unexpectedly get small gifts from someone I love. First one.
It's more meaningful to me when I hear someone I love tell me I'm proud of you, or someone I love helps me with a task. First one for me.
First one also. It's more meaningful to me when I get to do things with someone I love, or I hear supportive words from someone I love. I get to do things.
I think for me, first one also actually.
First one, huh?
Yeah.
It's more meaningful. Yes.
It's more meaningful to me when someone I love does things for me instead of just talking about doing nice things, or I feel connected to someone I love through a hug.
Second one
for me also.
It's more meaningful to me when I hear praise from someone I love, or someone I love gives me something that shows they were really thinking about me. I hear praise.
I hear praise as well.
Yeah.
It's more meaningful to me when I'm able to just be around someone I love, or I get a back rub from someone I love.
With oil, sir. I mean, I love to be just around that person also, but the back rub just makes it. I'm also around that person, and I get a back rub.
Exactly.
I rub your back.
Two in one.
It's more meaningful to me when someone I love reacts positively to something I've accomplished, or someone I love does something for me that I know they don't particularly enjoy. First one.
I think first one for me.
First one for me.
It's more meaningful to me when I'm able to be in close physical proximity to someone I love, or I sense someone I love showing interest in the things I care about.
I like both.
I like both.
It's the close physical proximity for me. That takes the cake.
Yeah.
That's why I can never do long distance.
Yeah, bro.
I can never do long distance. It's more meaningful to me when someone I love works on special projects with me that I have to complete, or someone I love gives me an exciting gift. First one.
I would say first one too.
Relatively between the two is the first one.
Yeah. Like it's like work together, team shit, bro. I love that shit.
Yeah.
It's more meaningful to me when I'm complimented by someone I love on my appearance, or someone I love takes the time to listen to me and really understands my feelings. Second one for me.
Wait, complimented. Yes, second one. More meaningful to me when I can share a meaningful touch in public with someone I love, or someone I love offers to run errands for me.
First one for me.
First one, yeah.
Yeah. Don't copy me.
No, I'm not copying. I tend to not really ask people for
I love doing my own shit.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to trouble anyone.
Correct.
I never want to put anyone.
Yeah, when they do it, I sort of feel more like.
You feel more troubled, right?
But I feel like I troubled you.
Like I troubled you, like I'm sorry, and all that. Yeah, okay.
It's more meaningful to me when someone. I read it out already.
Yeah, okay. It's more meaningful to me when someone
I
love does something special for me to help me out, or I get a gift that someone I love put thought into choosing.
Someone I love does something special for me to. Between the two, I think someone I love does something special for me. The first one for me.
For me, I think it's probably. I like the second one.
Second one, huh?
Okay,
PS5,
Yeah.
KIRTAN still doesn't have a PS5.
My birthday is September 19. just letting you all know.
It's more meaningful to me when someone I love doesn't check their phone while we are talking with each other. Someone I love goes out of their way to do something that relieves pressure on me.
I think it's the first one for me. I've actually had arguments about this before.
Really?
So,
I think it's the second one for me. Just because the first one doesn't really... See, it's like if they now and then they check, it's okay.
Yeah.
But, of course, if they're checking it all the time, then it pisses me off.
Yeah, it's like I'm talking to you and you're just scrolling your TikToks and all that. Like, hey, hello, I'm here.
Right. For me, it's different because a lot of my work stuff also happens with phone. So sometimes I have to
I
post a video real quick.
I cannot be with you, bro.
That's fine, bro. Okay.
It's more meaningful to me when I can look forward to a holiday because I'll probably get a gift from someone I love, or I hear the words "I appreciate you" from someone I love.
Second one. The first one seems so far off for me. I don't know.
Far off.
It's more meaningful to me when someone I love, haven't seen in a while, thinks enough of me to give me a little gift, or someone I love takes care of something I'm responsible to do, but I feel too stressed to do it at the time. Second one.
I think second one.
Second one. It's more meaningful to me. It's
more meaningful to me when someone I love doesn't interrupt me while I'm talking. Like you in episode 1.
So episode 1, you didn't feel loved at all.
I'm just joking. Or gift giving is an important part of the relationship with someone I love.
The sentence doesn't even make sense, the second one, but first one for me. Yeah.
I think for me it's the first one. Definitely first one.
It's more meaningful to me when someone I love helps me out when they know I'm already tired, or I get to go somewhere while spending time with someone I love. Second one.
For me, both though.
Both, obviously, just have to pick one.
I can't pick. Someone I love helps me out when they know I'm already tired. Then I'm tired all the time. Second one. I'm tired all the time.
It's more
It's more meaningful to me when someone I love touches my arm. Touch my arm, bro. What's the touch? Or shoulder. To show their care or concern. Thank you. Someone I love gives me a little gift that they picked up in the course of their normal day. I like the daddy thing, first one.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, the key to choking someone is to choke through the sides and not at the front. Because this will hurt.
Yeah.
Sides won't hurt.
I actually did like this last night. I don't know why.
Last night?
No, last time. Relax. Chill out. I've not done anything in a while.
Go for the sides, not the front. Okay, anyway, moving forward.
What are we teaching them here?
Physical touch.
This is not a PG-13 show. If you are below 18 and you're watching this, please. This is not on us, okay? We'll put a disclaimer at the front. Please put a disclaimer at the front.
It's more meaningful to me when someone I love says something encouraging to me. Or I get to spend time in shared activity or hobby with someone I love. Second one.
That's the second one. It's more meaningful to me when someone I love surprises me with a small token of their appreciation, or I'm touching someone I love frequently to express our friendship.
Second one.
I'll take the first one.
Okay, I don't touch Kirtan like this. This is for the show.
This is
I know you guys
decent. Only fans, then you'll know the real.
It's a bit lower usually. It's more meaningful to me when someone I love helps me out, especially if I know they're already busy, or I hear someone I love tell me why they appreciate me. Second one.
Second one as well.
Your turn.
It's more meaningful to me when I get a hug from someone whom I haven't seen in a while. I hear someone I love tell me how much I mean to him or her.
Second one for me. Because
second one.
Someone I haven't seen in a while is compared to someone I love. I think that's... All right, the results are in. Let's just screenshot.
Isn't there one more? There's one. I got one more.
We got one more. I'm done. Okay, read out yours.
It's more meaningful to me when I'm around someone I love, even if you're not really doing anything, or I sit close to someone I love.
I didn't get that question. Okay, first answer. Which one?
But I feel like we answered this question just now. No?
Probably.
Right?
Let's answer again lah. Why you keep getting a lot more? Oh,
I
done.
don't know. Okay.
All right. Yours. Screenshot answer.
Okay,
Screenshot
okay,
answer.
okay.
No. Okay, go. There we go.
Okay. What is this?
Cancel that and then screenshot.
Screenshot.
All right. So the answer for both of us, I guess, is physical touch.
Physical touch is 32%.
For me, 37%.
Oh,
followed by
bitch.
Second one, 27% quality time. For you, how many percent?
29%.
Third one for me, words of affirmation, 23%.
26%.
Words of affirmation also.
Yeah.
For me, fourth one is acts of service, 13%. Why can I press?
Mine is 6%.
Acts of service. Gift giving, receiving gifts for me, 0%. Last one.
Mine is 6% also.
Not bad.
No, but it's actually in the order we told it.
It is actually in the order.
Wow.
So that means we are very aware of what our love language is.
I mean, we've gone through some good amount of failures to actually understand this.
Yeah. And I've given it a lot of thought as well.
Me too, actually. Me too.
So please do the quiz as well and let us know what your love language is and what you guys get and all that. And people whose love language is physical touch. I'm kidding. All right, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I'm so curious to know what the answers are. But you guys, again, if you guys have partners out there or your couples and all, you're watching this, try it out. You might understand each other a bit more better.
Yeah.
And if you guys do get married after that, please invite us. You know where to find us.
Correct.
Okay.
ChillNSpill HQ.
So, ChillNSpill HQ. Okay. Shall we go to the IG part of the video?
Okay. Before that, I want to also just address one quick thing about this, right? So we just did a quiz. See, we knew it before and we did a quiz and it showed this is our order of love language, right? But do you think that's fixed? Like that is your love language, it will never change?
No, I believe it will change over time because as we grow up, we evolve as human beings. Because you go like from a certain age to another age, different phases of life, right?
Yep.
Like a teenager, then to an adult, then to maybe getting married, so a husband or a wife, and then you become like a mom or a dad, and then you become like a uncle and auntie, then you become like a grandmother, grandfather. So it really changes over time.
I guess so. Yeah.
And I believe it does change. It does evolve over time. But I think normally what happens is you kind of just communicate through it and all that.
Yeah. I also think it's there's two other ways also. I think it changes over time, but not necessarily just because of time, but because of your experience.
Yeah, life experiences.
For example, if you get out of a long-term relationship. And you break up, you obviously break up, and you broke up for a reason, right? Maybe something you lacked in that relationship could now become a love language. For example, right? Let's 100%. Say your love language is like physical touch, and what's ours? Physical touch, quality time, in our that order,
words
right? Okay. Let's say our word for us, words of affirmation was like third, okay, which means it's not the biggest for us, right? But let's say you were in a relationship for like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and you never really got words of affirmation. You absolutely did not get it at all. To a point where it made you feel like, wait, am I loved as much? They don't communicate well now. Let's say you eventually get out of that relationship. When you eventually get out of it and you eventually look for new relationships, sometimes that what you lacked in that relationship so badly can now become one of the primary things you look for.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
For example, or physical touch, like imagine like you never got it properly. Or for example, people who go through long distance relationship. Long distance is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, it is, bro. I've done it before.
You've done it before.
I've done it before. It's tough.
I've never, and I don't think I want to. Sometimes, and let's say your love language was, let's say your love language wasn't even physical touch. Let's say physical touch was like a fourth or fifth, but you had absolutely zero of it for that like longest time, and that also, and for whatever reasons you eventually broke it off. When you want to look for something new, or if people broke up from a long distance relationship, very rarely they want to get into another long distance relationship. So when they look for something new now, physical touch, I feel, will become one of the more important ones. Because they lacked it for so long. So I feel like occasions in your life and sometimes trauma, sometimes all these things can sort of change your love language as
and
well.
They say a lot of our love languages is actually based off our childhood. I actually watched the video on this, and they actually said, or they mentioned, it's how you basically receive love from your parents first, right? Because you're not going to get it from a partner first. So maybe when you're growing up, you just never got like those words of affirmation, for example. Maybe your dad just don't come and tell you like, I'm proud of you, son. Instead he just tells you you're dumb as fuck. It happens.
Correct.
And we have to be real, right? Because we're brown, we're Indians brilliance as well, right? Like, because you don't get like straight A's for SPM. Somehow 9 A's, 1 B, you're dumb. You know?
Speaking of which, SPM results just came out, so all the best and congratulations to all you, all of you go whatever you guys got. But you know, and basically, okay, you lacked that part, so you kind of seek for it more in a relationship and from your partner, you know. So that's a very similar thing. And also another thing is, for example, like myself. Me growing up, my family is very kind and loving. So like whenever we greet anyone, my family, not just my parents, like even my extended family, like my grandparents, my cousins and all, whenever we just see each other, we immediately hug, kiss and all that kind of stuff. Hence why I'm a very hugging kind of person. Okay.
You know, I'm a hugger actually, you know, not just with you guys, even like random people like followers and all that. Like, hey bro, I would actually just hug them. I said, bro, give me a hug, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, and that's just how I was raised up as well. So I actually look for that as well in terms of love.
Right. It's funny because for you, it's because your family has always been like that. For me, physical touch is my love language because my family is not like that.
Yes.
For me, but it doesn't mean my family is not loving. For me, I feel like my family, because I actually thought about this. Why is physical touch so important to me? And I realized when I grew up, my family did everything, all the others very, very well. We did words of affirmation very well. Because we used to sit down as a family and talk a lot and tell each other. We used to have these weekly sessions where we sort of sit down, go for dinner or lunch. We didn't do it. We did it after all my siblings were a certain age. We will all sit down and parents and, you know, us, the siblings, we'll sit down and we'll tell each other one thing we like about the person and one thing we don't like about the person. Or something happened in the last week that annoyed me, that something you did that annoyed me, or this or that. And we'll sort of address it every week. So there's a lot of, by the time we sort of get to the end of the conversation, there's a lot of words of affirmation there, right? So we do that a lot. Of course, as an Indian family, we don't say I love you a lot, but you know, we tend to do everything up until that point. Words of affirmation wise. We used to do a lot of gift giving.
Okay.
So, because like every time for us, like every time there's a final exam or this or that, if I get like all A's and this and my parents would buy me this and bring us to like a nice dinner and this. So for me, gift giving was never the biggest thing because I used to get that a lot when I was a kid. Quality time, obviously, we tend to spend time with my family a lot, and acts of service is just the way my parents have been all my life. You know, and like my mom. We explained the start of the video. My mom has been a stay-at-home wife for the longest time, so I've always gotten that. My mom has always done stuff for me, cooking and this and that, whatever stuff like that, preparing my clothes and all that. So all that I got a lot. Like I had an abundance of it. Physical touch, not so much. We were not the very touchy, huggy type of family. But it never felt like, oh, I lack it from because it just naturally, we never used to do that. But then eventually when I met with friends who are like, I was never like a hugger because I never grew up with it. But eventually when I met friends who sort of hug, initially it was like, holy shit. It felt like it almost felt like a kiss to me. You know what I mean? Like
I'm going to stop hugging you.
No, at that point, because I don't really do that. It was such a explicit form of showing love to me that I was so taken back at it. But I realized I loved it so much. And I realized that, holy shit, it feels so nice to be hugged. And then that's from that point onwards, this is almost like high school days, right after high school, I became like a hugger. Initially, I was very like scared to hug people. I feel like, what if people think I'm, Then I realized how innocent and how loving a hug can be between friends and between all that, between anybody for that matter. And I realized, holy shit, I love hugging people so much. And then eventually as I started dating, holding hands and this and that, of course, sex and all that comes along the way and kissing and all that. But for me, I think it's the opposite because I never used to have that in my family growing up. That's the only love language that I never had growing up. That became my main love language. That's something that I seek out for. Because the rest of it I always had a lot. So I agree. It's how you grow up. So maybe look into that as well. If you guys can...
Think about it. Just take a second and just think about it,
But nowadays we do hug a lot. Like we do. I think my parents, now that we don't see each other very often, my family, because everybody's like working and this and that. When we do come back, we do hug and we do give each other a kiss and all that. We can go into the IG question.
Let's go.
Something else you wanted to. There's something you wrote there that I didn't understand.
No, let's not do it.
Okay.
Let's not do it. You know why? We're supposed to keep the video below an hour.
All right, fine.
How many minutes are we in?
We are in 58 minutes.
Okay.
We already failed.
We already failed. Yet again. But we're going to go to the IG part right now.
All right. See, there's a bunch of topics that subtopics about love language that we want to talk about, but we're trying to keep it not too long. Okay.
So, do you want to start or?
Yeah, I think I'll start.
Okay, you start.
Okay. So, my IG question for this week was, it was a bit complicated. It was, have you ever broken up with someone or have you ever got dumped by someone because of a difference in love language.
Okay.
Like, it's not just have you gotten broken up, it's because of a difference in love language, have you gotten dumped or have you dumped someone? A lot of people kind of didn't really understand the question. They sent me the random breakup stories. Interesting stories, but I'm trying to keep it to the topic that we talked about. So I'll talk about this. So this one person said, I think it's a girl, yes. I was very obsessed in a healthy way with him. He couldn't take it after some point. I would give him ample of reassurance, pay for dinners, Food Panda, give him Food Panda, like buy Food Panda for him, staying in video call. We were doing long distance most of the time. She even learned how to play Valorant, the game, for him. Okay. Wow. That's when you know it's love.
Damn, okay.
All I ever wanted was the same energy and effort from him. Maybe it was too much for him. Right now, I hate it when someone is obsessed with me. I hate it when someone calls me more than 2 times or double text me and shit like that. FML. Do you know what's FML? Because last episode,
I know.
What is FML?
It's fuck my life.
Correct. Okay. So this girl, she to list what she's done, she gave him ample of assurance, words of affirmation, pay for dinners and Food Panda him, acts of service, staying in video call and all that. I would assume that's a bit of quality time. And even learn how to play Valo and all that. Again, quality time. Because like that's something he likes to do. So she learned how to do it as well. So she sort of hit multiple love languages. But she didn't get it back, I assume.
Yes.
Right? And now what I've thought was interesting is obviously I'm assuming they broke up. Now she can't handle the same things that she used to do for someone. So I think that sort of traumatized her.
Yeah.
She wanted all that so much, and when she didn't receive it back, she's afraid to show that same kind of thing.
Because she doesn't want to get hurt again, basically.
Correct. Yeah. So that can, like we talked about, right? Like when moving from one relationship to another, when life, shit happens in your life, it can alter you a little bit.
Definitely.
But we hope you find somebody who can give you all that
and
you
keep
want.
doing you. Keep doing
you.
You'll find that person.
Don't be afraid. If that's your thing, keep doing it.
Yeah,
don't be
keep doing
afraid.
you.
The right person will come along and who will sort of match
100%.
onto your
Next,
from a guy. She mistook my love language of physical touch and thought I was just trying to get in her pants.
Well, actually, that's very common though. It's very, very common. Even I went through that as well.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of explained it just now. It's not about the sex.
Yeah.
You know, it's dude, if I wanted to have sex, I could just go and get sex like even there right now.
Yeah.
Or I could just, if I can't get from there, I can just go there. If it's not there, I could literally just pay someone. It's not that hard, honestly speaking. Okay. It's everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not about the sex. It's about that feeling with the person you love and what happens right after that.
Yeah.
The level of intimacy is different.
And all that. And also, I think what happens here is that when I'm assuming maybe this girl is not aware of these love languages.
Correct.
That's why it's very important to know what love languages are.
It is.
Because if you're aware, you'll know that, okay, he keeps touching me. It's because that's his love language. It's not because he's trying to lead it into sex. Maybe he is also, but that's not wrong.
Okay,
but then again, sex is not wrong. People always talk about sex as if it's wrong. It's not necessarily. But I think that's why it's important to be aware. Because if you're aware, you know that, okay, the guy is simply touching me here or doing this or that. Because that's just him showing his love. And if you know that, you will be more, even if that's not your thing, you'll be more tolerant to that. You sort of allow that person to.
And of course, do it with consent, okay?
Obviously.
You're not just saying do it, accept it. No, do it with consent. Both of you obviously
we are
have to have
assuming
that
you guys are
discussion.
together.
Yes. Okay. Don't simply randomly go to strangers. This is my love language.
Touch, because it's my love language. That's I
don't
know
do
you,
that.
And I know you, and that felt too weird. That's sexual harassment. I wouldn't say there's a fine line. There's a huge ass line to differentiate the two. Okay, next is from a girl. Somewhat similar.
Okay.
Yes, his love language was a lot of touch. And I had traumatized inner child who couldn't handle it. So she knew, this girl knew that's his love language.
Yeah. She knew, she was aware of it.
She couldn't handle it because of, she said it's a traumatized inner child. So maybe she has
PTSD basically.
Yeah. See, that's when it's a bit unfortunate.
Yes. And I think it's something maybe you can try to communicate with the person about. And if they understand, then they'll be a little bit more patient. You'll ease into it. You know what I mean? That's how you like gradually progress from there. Yeah.
But I guess they broke up, love. So I'm sorry for that.
Unfortunate.
Next. It's a girl.
Okay.
I broke up with him because he needed me to tell him how handsome he was over 10 times daily.
Jeez.
Man has took words of affirmation to the next level.
More than 10 times some more.
Yeah. It's funny, but maybe it's also comes from a point of like, maybe as he grew up, he kept being, maybe he was bullied saying that he looks ugly, or people never thought he looked good. People always said he looked.
And maybe you saying it kind of boosts his confidence.
Gives him that. Gives
him a feel good factor.
Maybe the people that he loved didn't. Sometimes people you love can very, very they think very harmlessly make jokes about your appearance. Correct. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it really affects you, man.
But sometimes it really affects you. If that's something you're insecure, if you're something you're insecure about, And then when you have somebody you love who, let's say, at once or twice had complimented you, they feel that such change, that huge boost.
Like, I never knew I could feel this.
And it feels like a drug, I guess. Like, can you please, like, but 10 times daily, how handsome he is seems like a lot, but, I get it. I kind of get it. Okay, next. Yes, my love language was spending time with my ex, quality time. Because time is what develops the relationship to a deeper level. But in his case, it was working and making money, which is not a love language, but let's move on. Every time we had a fight, he would say, I'm doing this for us, a better future for us.
Well,
and we'd end
like
up and we end up fighting. And then I realized I didn't want to be with someone who can't spend 5 seconds a day for me because he's busy working. I just couldn't work because I needed emotional support from my other half.
Okay.
This happens a lot.
Yeah, that sounds just like me. Maybe something similar to you as well. Is it?
Somewhat, yes, I would agree. But I wouldn't... what's your take on that first?
I actually mentioned like something very similar as well to one of my previous partners. Whatever I'm doing is not for me. It's for us, actually. It's for the future and blah, blah, blah. And that is the truth. I'm not just making excuses up. That is the reality of it, actually. But at the same time, also, you kind of need to live in the present. So I completely understood my partner at that time. But it was just very hard for me to just kind of find that balance. Like that was something I really struggled with.
Correct.
Yeah. And I was just hoping like maybe you could meet me in the middle, which she probably did. I won't lie. But I just didn't have that self-awareness to like kind of meet her in the middle as well. I just got so consumed with work and all that. And honestly speaking, that's when things just went sideways and all that. And I had a certain level of understanding that, okay, you know what? You kind of deserve this. And if you feel like you can just get it from someone else, somewhere else, then go ahead. It's fine.
Be in the way.
Yeah, I can't force you to like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Because if you can't meet up to what that person's love language requires.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And it's basically like what you said just now. It becomes like work.
Correct.
You know? Yeah.
I do understand a lot of, and I've been in that spot as well, where we feel like I'm working hard and I'm making money because this is for us. And I definitely have been there. But I've always also been aware that is not an excuse.
It's not. It
that
really
is never an excuse, because yes, making money and all that is extremely important, and all that is important, but you can keep doing that for the rest of your life.
You could. Yeah, that's the thing, yeah.
When does it stop?
Yeah.
Do you want to just stop at the age of 55 or 60 when you retire and then say, now let me show you love?
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. Because you lost all those years. And in that process, that person can fall out of love with you.
100%.
So as important as it is never, and I think Indian men do this a lot.
I think all men do this
all men do this a lot.
It's a men thing.
Yeah. Where I'm working for us. Yes, trust me. And I speak from being one of having been one of those guys. She knows you're doing it for both of you. She knows it. She knows it very well. She appreciates it. Yes, but that a knowledge of the man is working very hard. My man is working very hard. Obviously, the girl could be working as well. But guy is working very hard because he loves me and wants to take care of me. Wants to take care of us and wants us to have a good life. That is a knowledge, and that is just a knowledge of, okay, the guy loves me. And wants to take care of me. That doesn't translate to love.
Yeah.
That doesn't make them feel that lets them know that there is love.
Yeah. Because her way of receiving love language is literally quality time.
Correct. And you have to sort of cater to that as well. Knowing that your partner loves you is not equals to feeling that love from your partner. A lot of people get that wrong. A lot of people think just because I have explained to you and I've told you multiple times that I love you, you should know. You need to show it through
100%,
ideally,
bro. I agree.
Their love language.
Yeah. And look, I will admit it, I was that guy.
And that's why I'm telling you this. These are lessons that I've learned.
Lessons that I've learned. And that's something I'm trying to still work on till today.
Correct.
Still a work in progress.
In an extremely unfortunate way, I've learned those lessons and take it from us.
But we learn, we grow. That's just how it works, you know? So yeah.
All right, next. We were much younger when
that was a pretty long one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll go through. We were much younger when we first got together. His love language, so this is a girl lah. His love language was physical touch, quality time. To be honest, I was so not comfortable with the physical part in the beginning. My love language is words of affirmation and acts of service. Then, this is the part where she starts explaining and it starts to get a bit mixed up.
Okay.
He was someone who would want to meet up in person once every 2 weeks and then goes MIA after that, which sort of goes against the quality time that she mentioned. However, I was someone who preferred him to text or call me once every day. to drop some one-liner messages at least to check up on me. No calls are fine. However, why I keep saying however, a day without any messages makes me feel neglected a lot. It took us so long to realize that we need to stop expecting love to be expressed in the form we want and to start expressing love in the way the other would perceive it as love. Give and take, basically, like you said. Anyway, we still broke up for other reasons. So the initial part where she said it sort of has a bit of a mix-up. But what I think is important here is that it took us so long to realize that we need to stop expecting love to be expressed in the form we want. And to start expressing love in the way the other person would perceive it as love. Yeah, that is true. But I would also say it's both. You have to do both. It's both. Yeah, 50-50, bro. How you perceive a team effort. Correct. How you perceive love is just the way you are. You cannot turn that. You cannot suppress it.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
You cannot.
You need to, and that's when your partner comes in and has to express love in the way that you receive it.
You'll burn out.
And you have to express love in the way your partner receives it. You cannot suppress the way your love language. It 100%. Never works that way.
Take it from us. Take it from me. We've been there. I've been there.
Yeah.
But she gets tough in the end. But you learn.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all. That's mine.
All right.
What's your IG question?
What was my IG question again? I always forget. Okay, what is like your unique way of showing love towards your partner, basically? All right. So your partner, not your ex, your partner.
This is not necessarily what is their love language. It's more like, is there any unique ways that you show love?
Which basically translate to how you show your love languages, but
your like more specific ways.
Yeah, more specific.
I already saw what's on
the first one is fucking funny. This is from a girl. All right. Okay. She literally just said, sucking his dick out of his soul.
Physical touch, let's go.
Sucking his dick out of his soul. Oh, jeez.
Nice. I mean, if the guy likes physical touch, I bet winning. He loves it. So good on you for doing it.
Are you dropping hints now or what?
No, that's just obvious.
Okay. Second one.
Physical touch is not always about sex, but sex is definitely a huge part of physical touch.
It is. It's making love for a reason. That's why it's called making love. Okay? Sex is just a scientific term. So, this is from a girl.
Okay.
I don't really like gaming too much, but I still do it anyways because I know he enjoys it. This girl's a keeper,
Clap
bro.
For you. Clap for you.
Jeez.
I mean, you don't have to, but the fact that you go out of your way
you go out of your way to do it and all that, I'm pretty sure he appreciates it.
And that's definitely quality time.
Right?
He's like, you know what, this is MF spend so much time gaming. I need more time with him, so I'm going to get into gaming as well so I can spend time with him.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. Yeah. Okay, next one's from a girl as well. Okay. Making out / hooking up in the most random places, like fitting rooms, public OKU toilets.
What the hell? Okay.
Staircase, like in the LRT. And
this is some Singapore shit.
Yeah, that's it. What hit me was like when I saw public OKU toilets.
Because there's more space, I guess.
I get that, but come on, man. Respect a bit. Like,
imagine this guy in the wheelchair out there.
He wants to use.
Are you guys done? I mean, are you done? Are you done? You keep saying but you're not coming out. Are you done or not?
Coming. I'm coming.
Coming. Okay. You said coming 5 minutes ago. You're still not out. But.
Yeah.
Nice. Physical touch, I guess.
Physical touch.
Making out, hooking up. Quality time, because if you guys get caught and end up in jail, spend time together.
I had a lot of girls actually respond to this, And a lot of it's actually physical touch.
I think they're all dropping you hints, bro.
But these are people in a relationship. I assume so.
Okay, that's probably not. Let's move on. What's next?
Okay, next one is from a girl as well. Giving him massages after he comes back home from a long day of work. And the food I cooked.
Who's this girl?
No, you cannot see. You cannot see. No, listen.
She's in a relationship. Okay, no.
Exactly. That's why I cannot show you.
I love massages, man. Jesus.
I so love massages,
I want to go after this.
Can?
Okay. Okay. Physical touch and also acts of service.
Acts of service.
Good on you, ma'am. Good on you.
That's insane. It works both ways, but it's absolutely amazing.
I've realized I've never wanted my partner to cook for me. Like that has never been my thing. But if they do, I do really appreciate it.
I really appreciate it.
But I've never had that. Like, okay,
I would love to cook for my partner.
Yeah.
But
if I have the
time,
but I'll if I ever have the time, yeah.
Next one. This is from a girl. I used to post a lot of handwritten letters. Handwritten letters.
Right.
To my PF since we start doing long distance relationships.
So she'll actually go put a stamp on post la.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The effort, bro.
The effort.
Damn.
If his love language is
this is acts of service.
I would say words of affirmation.
Yeah, okay. A little bit of both.
A little bit of both,
I guess.
Comes also receiving gifts also comes into play a little bit because it's like a thoughtful thing to receive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it sort of hits like what 3 love languages at a time. Wow.
And it's also because you see, right? I actually saw a video on this as well. It's because it's long distance relationship. Yeah. So you don't physically see them. Yeah. You getting a physical letter kind of equates to physical touch
because
as well.
the person touched this.
Yes.
This.
Pretty interesting, right? Damn girl.
Yeah.
You hit all the spots, I would say.
Yeah,
pretty much all.
I think girls do this a lot. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of guys who do it, but girls tend to do this a lot. Yeah. And to be honest, I love receiving those.
I do too.
But sometimes I just can't be, because I've gotten so used to typing that I can't be bothered to write long stuff anymore. Okay, I understand. I know I should try to, but it's just
Okay, next one. This is from a girl. She literally stated acts of service for sure. So this girl knows her love language.
She knew it.
Helping them out with errands, giving them a massage, eating their ass.
We found you, your soulmate, sir.
When I read this, I was like, wait.
Episode 1, it took us 7 episodes. We found you, your soulmate,
finally got a girl who admitted it. We finally got it. Okay, I'm not the weird one anymore.
Jesus.
Thank you so much, whoever you are. Okay.
Acts of service for sure. Helping them out with what? Errands? Giving them massage, eating their ass.
Wow. This is something else. Okay, next one. This was a bit funny. This is from a guy. Not funny, it's super sweet, but it just reminded me of a movie.
Okay.
She lives in America.
Okay.
I will take my guitar, go there and sing What Makes You Beautiful. Okay.
This is Varnam
Iram, right? But What Makes You Beautiful is from One Direction. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But I saw it, I was like, dude, this is actually damn sweet.
You're saying it, but have you done it?
I think he has. He said, I will take la.
If you do it, take a nice video, tag us in. So we know you're not bullshitting.
Yeah. I don't think you'll never know, right? But I hope he's not, because if he actually has been doing this is insane.
He can't has been doing it, because you can't just keep going to America for this.
Yeah.
If he ever did it.
Unless he's not even in Malaysia. Maybe he's
he's in Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
Canada.
Yeah, you'll be surprised, right? Okay, next one. This is from a girl. I always ask about his hobbies. His face lights up when explaining, and I'm genuinely curious too. This is such a nice thing,
Yeah. Especially like when you're a type of guy who has
a lot to say, a lot happens in your day,
and also you have actually a lot of hobbies and you have passions, you have things that you like to do. Because some people are like just like work back home and all, and that's fine.
Yes.
Some people have a lot of tiny passions.
Correct.
And if your partner can sort of get involved in it, and if they're genuinely involved in it, that's just it just hits the spot.
A lot of guys also, because we as guys, we don't really talk about the stuff we really do to that many people out there. We don't have like that huge group of friends where we share everything, even like very emotional, personal stuff. And you're normally most vulnerable with your partner as a guy, right? You share almost everything, right?
And you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
Guys will have a group of guy friends who they are very close to, but this group of guy friends might not know a major aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Like some friends, you're so close, but you don't really talk about your romantic things to them.
Yeah.
Some friends, you talk about all the romantic stuff, but you don't talk about your passion and stuff like that to them. It's like different friend groups work in a way that, I don't know, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, girlfriend groups, I assume, correct me if I'm wrong again, you talk about everything and anything and everything. I feel like it.
I wouldn't know as well.
This is what I feel like. But guys friend groups, it's like we can be all the closest, but like with you, I talk about all this, but I don't talk to you about this. Like, okay, I don't talk to you about my romantic relationship at all. I have like best friends who have no idea what goes on in my dating life, but they are my best of friends because I talk to them about other stuff in my life, and stuff like that. But usually, when it comes to your partner, is when you actually talk about every single thing. That's the one person who knows every single aspect of your life. Yeah. So that feels nice.
Amazing. I love that as well. Okay, this is from a girl. Handwritten notes, good morning texts, appreciation texts, and physical acts.
This is words of affirmation and gift kind of, and also physical touch.
Basically, she ticks all the boxes. All I know, she basically rhymed this whole thing here. But
okay, good morning text, amazing. Man. That shit is so nice.
Hits hard, Like you wake up, the first thing you see, I'm like, all right, my day is like,
have a good day.
It's time to kill the day.
Like that's one thing that is so simple to do, but because the nicest feeling about it is that you woke up and one of the first things you thought about was me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's just...
And it's the little things like that, just hits the spot.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is a bit funny. Okay, I wouldn't say funny, but it's from a girl. I am waiting for him for the past 4 years because he asked me to.
This love language is
quality.
Weight of affirmation.
I am waiting for him for the past 4 years, bro. Because he asked me to.
This is not quality times. This is the opposite of quality time. This is Jesus. 4 years?
4 years, and she actually must be still waiting. Would you
Maybe
wait?
I will wait for you. If you think I'm fine, what? If you think I'm fine,
if I start singing, no one's gonna be with me after this. I'm not gonna sing.
Would I wait 4 years?
Yeah. Would you wait 4 years?
I won't wait 4. Okay, lah.
4 months or so hard.
Thing is, we don't know what's the context here.
Yeah, that is true.
But it's like, hey, I like you. Then if the guy says, I kind of like you, but you have to wait for me.
Yeah. 4 years.
No way you're even getting past 4 months.
4 years. Just 4 years.
Life is too short for you to be waiting on love.
Okay, last one. Okay. Putting in effort for him to feel special and treasured. We had a special connection on Tinder. Took close to 400 screenshots of our convos and printed it.
Okay.
Organized a lot of ink, a lot of effort here. Organized it in sequence, made it into a book, and gifted it to him.
Okay.
A month later, he ghosted.
I love because I saw it on your phone.
A month later, he ghosted, bro. The effort is insane. Bro, the effort is mad, you know.
You know why? He's an environmentalist. He was like, the amount of trees you wasted.
Oh my goodness.
He's
go
like,
green
nah,
or go home, bitch. That's basically what his thing was, you know.
Go green or go home. Did she say anything else?
No, she didn't say anything else.
Jesus Christ.
I'm so sorry to what you went through, but the effort, please know, it would definitely been appreciated somewhere else. I can guarantee you that for sure.
Gee, wow. 400 screenshots.
400 screenshots, and she turned it into a book.
Doing this 400 times.
400 times. Imagine
it's already too much effort for me.
400 papers after that, turning it into a book after that, gifting it to him on top of that. Only for him to ghost a month later.
So funny story. Not funny. Sad story, actually.
You're not the guy who ghosted her, right?
No.
Okay.
In my previous relationship, for one of the things, I was like an anniversary or Valentine's Day or something like that. I wanted to do a scrapbook of me and my partner. So up until then, whatever interesting pictures I had of us from the moment of our first date until then.
Were you like 12 here or what?
No.
Okay.
This is
it's scrapbook. That's right. Okay, continue.
No. I wanted to do like a book.
Continue.
So I printed out all these photos. I went to a Photoshop, printed out all these photos. I stick them in scrapbooks, and I give all the pictures like context. Like, this is when we did this. Remember this. I put like location details, the date of those things, blah, blah, blah. And it was so sweet. Even as I was doing it, I was like tearing and all that shit. But I never finished it.
Okay.
So at one point, I was like, holy shit, I'll never know when I'm going to finish it. So at one point, it was a Valentine's Day. So I just gave it to my partner. I said, take a look at this, see this, because I couldn't get you anything else. And she loved it. But I said, you have to give it back because I am not done with it. To this day, I'm not done with it. But now the relationship is done. So let's move on.
That coming. That's it. That's the last one.
All right, guys. Our again, we are maxing out our memory cards here. So we'll end it real quick. This was Love Languages. We hope you guys learned a lot. And
I actually loved this episode.
I love this episode. I think I can talk a lot about it.
Yeah.
This is something I really do care about a lot, and I'm passionate about.
Something we're still learning as well as we grow up. I guess. Yeah.
And you guys should really look into it.
What's the question we should ask them?
Can we keep it simple as to what is your love language and how do you...
I kind of had an idea just now. Okay, this is what I wanted to say.
Okay.
Question, okay?
Yeah, question of the day, guys. Real quick.
So what is your love language? All right, comment down below. What is your love language? Your most important, that means number 1, and your least important. Okay.
Just give us what's the most important,
and
least
important. You don't have to rank it in order. Just the first and the last.
That's and if you have a context to it, if you have a little bit of a story to it, let us know.
Yes.
Okay, and who knows? Maybe in the comments, those of you who are single, those of you who sort of see similar love languages,
You'll never know.
You guys can sort of link up, and then Chill and Spill could be the reason
why. I'll
be
scrolling there. I'll be finding number one best.
If I see someone replying to someone's one, I'm gonna be like, this person and this person sitting on a tree.
No, I was gonna try to find a girlfriend there, but okay.
I mean, go ahead, lah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, no, I'm just
what I want you, is it? Go ahead, find one girlfriend.
We're getting the wig after this.
Oh, right. And the oil for the massage. All right, guys.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. All right, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, because YouTube tells us that a lot of y'all are not subscribed, but you're watching.
Drop us a like. Let's bring this to 1,000 likes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's pretty much it. Follow us on our social media platforms. Both me, Kirtan, Chill and Spill, and all that. You can listen to it on audio platforms, Apple Podcasts, and also Spotify. Pretty much it. Thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry, we are still failing to keep it under 1 hour, but you know what? I think you guys like it. It's okay.
Just watch it. If you can't watch the whole thing, it's fine. Just tune in on Spotify as well.
Correct.
All right.
So make sure to show your partners or people in your life love in the way that they like to be shown, and have a good time.
Yes, sir.
This is Tanesh.
This is Kirtan.
And this is Chill and Spill Podcast.
Let's go.
Bye-bye.